home. I remember Frank Davis and Co. in Capremo. Vociferous enough, told us, assured us, moved to the party itself, and also Afenyo Markins, who promised us that he was going to come. We are almost ending the year. The man says he will not come. And to add insult to injury, he has gone to bring another criminally minded lawyer called Eiiii Kasimi.
Out of Western Association, biom enti Keno Foriata. Any a year Attorney General or Moncomo no since ho. Now the question now is Attorney General be making a clear say Keno Foriata kwa big lawyer be as a lawyer way every 1 hour be or $1,000. Over $1,000 every 1 hour. Now in fact, Attorney General didn't come on us or try Keno Foriata case na about be very serious because the lawyer is very big. O defending no. Now a bit possible class say and your court one spend on Beko court be say 3-4 in a year Keno Foriata's case. Now the first statements now a Attorney General de beto home no. Still now no Ghana force or monte as ye. Now me know say maybe one way a huge story. And I say brief story about Keno Foriata and a lawyer no who he is. The records are or because according to reports in someone NDC communicator Solomon Edebeto on Sochra Keno Foriata Krano, the lawyer no sa no sukra was involved in some scandals under some government to be and only in your room ha but for you bet in common send a sifako any send a sifa banina and say beko yense mun make us a new viewer now subscribe here may I just over subscribe to you Ghana gossips like it try your comments mu na share video no na mafufro into me and shebi into Attorney General say no din in common concerning Keno Foriata
to know that he has hired some of the top. Yesterday, I got to know that he has hired some of the top lawyers in the United States of America, very experienced lawyers to, defend him. Now, I'm not afraid at all. All right, I am not afraid at all. But it means that there's going to be a fight in the federal courts in the U.S. If the district court says no, he will go to the circuit court. All right. If the circuit court says no, he's entitled to go to the U.S. Supreme Court to fight his case. So I cannot tell you that he will come tomorrow or he will come the next day. Okay, and I'm just being honest. Accounting to the people means being explicit and truthful. So this is what I mean.
And this out and some Attorney General carrying what this side you can clearly tell say aye Keno Foriata case no aye bibia oho. I say ye chini pano. Yeah, ye dear mine, ye train a finance minister. And so a brutal lawyer saw my name because Keno Foriata ye innocent or ye free. Na ye politics. And on person mufa Keno Foriata and fanye. Wabra minimum say so just ye last year ago. Last 2 years ago. Na Keno Foriata manage Ghana sika. And so a lawyer and so nothing wrong with it. Na sound come away na extend I'm a Solomon. A year of NDC, Solomon or NDC communicator. Eddie in same way about to the India all my full diggings of lawyer no nipa croa. And I say nipa croa poti a lawyer ni ye na yenti Solomon ni somebody to ya famra.
January of 2025, 3 issues happened. On the 2nd of January, we were told that Keno Foriata sneaked out of the country, telling the authorities that he was going for a checkup at the topmost hospital. And that he was going to get back. We were assured by his lawyer's home. I remember Frank Davis and Co. in Capremo. Vociferous enough, told us, assured us, moved to the party itself, and also Afenyo Markins, who promised us that he was going to come. We are almost ending the year. The man says he will not come. And to add insult to injury, he has gone to bring another criminally minded lawyer called Eiiii Kasimi. And for Ghanaians who do not know that man was being chased by the Afghan government on corruption issues. You see, we are pursuing Keno Foriata on corruption matters. And he goes to introduce another lawyer who himself was a subject matter of investigation during the Kabul bank scandal. So what does it tell you? That man must be a subject matter of investigation. In fact, Now he is giving us a clue as to the people who are in the equation who might have shared the country's money. When I saw Kasimi, I said, Jesus Christ, this country, are we serious? Keroforata, he thinks that all of us are mugus. We cannot analyze human beings. He called himself what? A lawyer. So clearly, that man has decided. And it's one of the reasons why some of us believe that the way and manner the OSP has dealt with this country can never be rewarded. No matter whichever way you look at it. Especially when he was in the know that Ken Ofori was leaving the shores of the country. While reports concerning SML and other the National Cathedral, the PDS were before you, and you could have, as it were, take steps to prevent him from going out of the country. He allowed it. I hope and strongly believe that the American government will not this time show their corrupt nature, because by not bringing the man back means you are also supporting corruption. So that was the 2nd of January. It was a bad start to the year that we allowed Ken Ofori to leave the shore.
In Tarofo, so what you say more? Mr. Solomon, editor, Jawa this side. And that's what your lawyer no crown no so grand. What could do? What my bisika? I'm a no more shan mo jane. Ne say what you come on here. Ne say Ken Ofori Only the colleagues are conveying and namu allegedly. America, according to Solomon, in some more cano. Let's say Ken Ofori in crop for mooding someone is any omuna. It's a case the by a cock of a lawyer. Now, shall lawyer and a background now. In some more and some biaho. Now I know and a Eugene of the critical analyst Eddie in Sambia Betuja. Out of when found say a cofa lawyer tough. Second Ofori to a cofa lawyer or your tough. Eddie Ghana Sika Tuane car. Gang Ghana for yet to have a lawyer or tough or bet to minute Ken Ofori dealing with the chrome. That's one thing we have to know. Now the NT and some the critical analyst, a year Eugene, Eddie Tuja, I want the sign of Amra.
Lawyer ya or Ken Ofori lawyer. I have no introduction into that because say Anayat Kwasimi, the lawyer representing Ken Ofori, served in that government as Minister of Transport and Aviation from 2004 to 2006. Now say Ken Ofori lawyer no or your Obia wasum or served in the Afghanistan government for 14 years. And as Afghanistan government or Sumumuno, the government lasted for 14 years. Ken Ofori's lawyer, name being Anayat Kwasimi, no lawyer no. He served in that 14-year regime no for 2 years as Minister for Transport and Aviation from 2004 to 2006. When you want a breben. Anayat Kwasimi, according to Manodogovia, I'm a trusted when it comes to some of these matters. He's the editor for the Ghana Business News. Or say, he was born on 4th March 1979 in the Hemant province. Kwasimi has been alleged to have been charged to have changed his year of birth from 1979 to 1969 to meet the legal age allowed to serve as a minister in Afghanistan, which is 35 years. According to Emmanuel Dogovia, I'm a trusted no, or come Malaysia, international conferences near there no. This gentleman has a sunny age. He has altered his age because Oko Afghanistan answer na be suma ba next where the 35 years. And it's a washa or you see the current age na name one next was a sunny age no. Edi free 1979 allegedly he was known to have been born to 1969. Next no kran lawyer no sha or questionable backgrounds. Onye lawyer nkwa or a politician awasun from 2004 to 2006 in the Afghanistan government. Okay, my men try English now. Must say 70. You know what? My men kind free and friendly. Go say in March 2001, he together with several appointees of Kaiser was accused of embezzlement and corruption and arrested, and later released without prosecution. So Kaiser actually was arrested in 2001 after he served as a minister from 2004 to 2006. So he also has a very checkered background. His background is a bit questionable. Per what? Emmanuel Dogovi, research. I won't take credit for it. He's someone I trust when it comes to these matters. Okay. Or say, Afghanistan lost 9 million in those deals. In fact, why was he arrested? He was accused of signing multiple deals to purchase aircraft for the state-owned airline company, Ariana Air. He was detained and later released. Afghanistan lost about $9 million in those deals. Or he was arrested because of some procurement deals about airline Afghanistan National Airline, their friend Ariana Air. And allegedly, the company lost about $9 million in that deal. So clearly, this lawyer also has some very weird and questionable background. Qasimi is not new to living outside Afghanistan. He grew up as a refugee in Iraq, Pakistan, where his family fled Afghanistan to escape persecution. So, Onokrano Yobia were journey for Afghanistan because his family went through some persecution. So, therefore, he stayed in Iran before, he stayed in Afghanistan before as a refugee. So, he's not new to living outside Afghanistan. He learned English and later got opportunity to study law in the US, where he studied the law. Qasimi is not only a lawyer, he's also a politician. Good morning. For me, personally, his background and everything may seem checkered. Everybody has a certain shaky background. Whether he's a criminal, allegedly, or he's not a criminal, allegedly, whether he's a good lawyer, allegedly, or not a good lawyer, allegedly. I don't care. All I care about is that if someone has allegedly misappropriated money meant for him as finance minister, he needs to come and serve or answer questions. To be a former Nisika. Next one, find a password. Send a lawyer on the day you family. Me say the state we represented by the Attorney General must hold the person before us to answer questions. A simple matter. The state must do whatever that they will do to bring the person to face questions. Upon send a lawyer. I don't care about that. All that I care about is that the person will come back to Ghana and answer questions that he has to answer. Because when you serve in public office, you must have pride in coming back to answer questions based on how your tenure went. It's as simple as that. Nyaka be a peripheral. And that is my interest. So we must also get good lawyers to represent us in the US when the process starts for the extradition, so that we're able to drag Mr. Ofori to the country to answer questions. Are they legitimate grounds for him to answer questions? Yes, they are legitimate grounds for him to answer questions. And whatever that the state must do through the Attorney General, through the OSP, whatever that do, because you also have good lawyers. We did Dr. Ayeni Profiler. He's taught lawyers. He's taught people who are now serving as judges. So he's equally a good lawyer. And therefore, I find it strange that the person says, Papani, canteen, kebi lawyer, we also have good lawyers. I don't get this agenda. Whatever we must do to get Ofori to Ghana to answer some of these questions, we must do it. It's as simple matter as that. And I've always said that the way the oral went, the way people talked about it, there's a lot of expectations when it comes to oral. And this case will be one of the defining cases of the NDC region when it comes to oral. Let's not kid ourselves about it. People are really upbeat about it. And they will have a lot to say if this man is not successfully brought to the country. And so careful. And people might have voted for the NDC just because of how they said they will prosecute Ofori. And I've always said that give him his day in court. Let him answer his questions. That is how we govern the country. That is how democracies are run. I don't want to belabor the point because you know when I go to Ofori issues, you know what happens. But all that I'm saying is that this agenda of lawyer na powerful, lawyer powerful. Ono crown in the background na bibi oho, but me dem family ho. Obi et Mrs. San. Until a lawyer know a good lawyer, yes, you pay good lawyers, then we go and prosecute the case. Then we retrieve our money.
Instead of what's out in some Eugene, Eugene, in some caninana is nothing but the bitter truth. Yen Jaisa say a per massage case no. Second Ofori, what you mean as high lawyer or a big USA. Ah, can Ofori credit to me a high lawyer, Ghana, a whole Ghana as a country. Are they who Attorney General and to me and high lawyer Casio, a USA ho. Now moon share case no or moon daily with the proceeds. Because to me personally, me when says Attorney General has OD case with anymore. He must make sure say yes, you ever follow lawyer nibi. They are not swabbing ɛwɔ USA hɔ no na ɔmo mfa mbɔ ani ɛyɛ den a sɛ USA hɔ obi koko wiaska they will make sure say they will do whatever it takes to get a person and prosecute the person ebi ni de ɔmo de bɛyɛ abutrika wɔ ha ɔmo twa abutrika fi ha kɔɔyɛ no why can't Ghana also do same especially nipa no on records yes brane yo ɛyɛ questioning no po umpɛ sɛ ɔbɛba which means things are clear and evident out of war mami hu reach or comment mu aha Ghana gossips yeah the more updates yeah the more gist den eba